Why do I get all the tree failures? I don't know. Probably because I'm a nice guy. Check this out. Oh my goodness, just uprooted, tore up the fence, jacked up the shed. You know, this whole area is messed up. This is a healthy Leeland cypress. Doesn't look like any of the roots were cut on this side, but that could be part of the issue because some other stuff's been built. Not a big deal, shouldn't destroy the tree, but this might be part of the problem. Let me get it at an angle you can see this. They trimmed up the sides to keep the foliage off the yard, which is good and is what you would expect to do. And then there's quite a bit of stuff left up here. But on the opposite side, there's even more. And that is probably part of the problem. So they've got all this weight, all this foliage weight on the other side, trimmed up and removed a bunch of this, and then you got the winds blowing against it. So that's taken this Leeland cypress out and put it up against their house. And so I'll walk out here where you can see everything. But, you know, they've got basically a 3-story house with Leeland cypress on top. So that's an issue, and that's what we're gonna do is our best to make sure that everything gets removed safely. But this is something to remember when you're trimming these trees. If you trim them uniformly, you're gonna have a less likelihood of this type of thing happening, and these are getting too big for the space anyway. They're growing in too much competition, and that's a problem with Leeland cypresses. They grow fast, they grow big, they're pretty, and I like them, but eventually, if you don't take good care of them, they become a problem. And that maintenance can be an issue. People can't afford that. So something to think about when you're talking to your customers about planting new trees, especially for places in between two houses. In between two houses, they're only 25 feet apart. Don't plant a Leeland cypress. That's just going to be way too big. And it gets big fast, like 10 years and it's overgrown. So keep that in mind when you're talking to your customers, and check in next time. All right, so you can see this now from the other side, how much of the root system was actually holding this tree in place. And usually Leelands have a pretty good root system, but you can see here, this major root just looped back down. So it didn't even snap, it just went back down into itself because it ran into something where it couldn't get into more moisture, or they had some kind of barrier underneath this rock that wasn't letting moisture through, and that's probably why it headed back into the yard. But you can see from this side how much of the tree is up on the house and crushing the fence. And it's probably only a 60-foot tree, but still, that's it could have caused considerably more damage considering how heavy it is.
Like I say this a lot, but you want to remove all the foliage from the outer ends on your way back, and what that'll do is that'll let you know how much of the tree is being held up by the house itself, and hopefully it'll start to right itself, and that'll make it easier to remove. Alright, we've removed the foliage. Now the tree has set back up a little bit. You can see that space between where it was leaned over and where it's not now. And that's what you're going for. And again, thanks for watching. If you get a chance, leave a comment. And if you can, please subscribe.